Good morning. Welcome to Morning Yin class. I'm Terry. Today we're going to be doing straddle, half butterfly, and then we'll do a little chest opener. So we're going to hold things a little bit longer today. So hang in there. I think we can all do it. Okay, let's move to our mat. So remember, you want to meet or beat your times from the last time that you did the poses. You want your body to be a wet noodle while you're relaxing into the pose. And don't forget your breathing, the all important breathing. I've got my timer. So the first pose we're going to do is a straddle. So basically you're sitting on the floor. Spread your legs as wide as they'll go. Now, for me, because I have such tight hips, I want to lean back like this. So put your blanket or a block. What that does is tip your hips a little bit more forward so you can get a little more forward in the pose. So let me start the timer. And all we're going to do is lean forward. Now, I'm going to show you just with my trusty bolster. You can put your bolster out here or a big pillow, and you can just lean on it. So basically this is the pose, and we're just going to stay here. So you can have your bolster, and you can hug your bolster. You can bring your head right down to, if you can't reach the bolster, you can put a block here and just rest in the pose like this. Now you want your hands with your palms facing up, because when they're down, you have a tendency to kind of grab and get further into the pose. You don't want to have to do any work. You let gravity pull you into that pose. So while we're laying here, and I think I'm going to leave my bolster set up with the block here, and into the pose, I may be able to take the block away. So take note of where you are when you start the pose. Continue with your calm breathing, and then take note where your muscles relax and let you go a little further into the pose. So right here, so this stretch I can feel, for me, I can feel all the way up the inside of my thighs. Your feet, just let them sit there. They don't have to be up, in, out. They're just relaxed. Your whole body is like a wet noodle. Now let's think of our breathing. In for 4, out for 8. Now remember, you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, making that whisper sound in the back of your throat. Now some people, they can just fold right down to the floor. I probably will never ever get there in my entire life, which is okay. That's the way my body's made. So you relax into the pose, palms up. Let's do some breathing together. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with that breathing. Now already I can feel myself going further into this stretch. I hope you can too. Think of that breathing. Think of that good oxygen going right into your hips and your groin, the inside of your thighs. With your exhale, taking all that stiffness and tightness away. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. See, already I can feel myself, my back stretching out further. And remember, you don't want to be crunched over like a snail. You want your back kind of extended. But if at any time you feel any sharp pains in your lower back, back out of the pose, or just back out of how far you're stretched into it. Let's breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And walk yourself slowly out of the pose. That was 5 minutes. Good for you. Let's remove our blocks, our bolster, our pillows, whatever we've got in front of us. Help your knees up. Just kind of wiggling back and forth. We're going to go back into sort of the same pose. Just bring your right foot into half butterfly. And again, you can, be on your block, on a pillow, on a blanket, with the block or pillow underneath your bum. It raises you up and lets your pelvis tip a little bit forward. What we're going to do in this pose, and I think I'm going to remove my block. You're in half butterfly. Your other block goes beside your extended leg. Now you can have your block this way, this way, this way. You can use 2 blocks, whatever suits you, whatever's good for you today. And all we're going to do, I'm going to start the timer. Put your elbow on the block. Rest your head on your hand. And we're just going to relax. Now you can take your right hand, rest it on your leg. It just gives a little bit of extra weight to bring your knee down. You can put it behind your back. It can be just about anywhere. We're just going to sit here just like this. That's all. So with this, you're getting a stretch in your side body. Your spine is getting a stretch. You're getting external rotation in your hip. So let's do our breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you're feeling any kind of pressure in your knee, you can move your foot out a little further, whatever feels good. Just make sure that your ankle is kind of flexed. That just stabilizes the knee joint. Holding it here, thinking of your breath, all that good oxygen coming into your stiffness, your exhale taking it away. Continue with that breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in for 4 beats and out for 4 beats. Holding it here. We're going to hold this pose for 3 minutes. We have 1 minute left. And just remember, if you feel any sharp pain in your knee or your back out of the pose a wee bit. You don't need to be that far. Your body's going, hey, you're kind of hurting me. let's do our breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's 3 minutes. Let's slowly walk ourselves out of the pose. Straighten that leg. Shake it out a wee bit. Move it around. Let's do the other leg. Bring your left foot inside to your right thigh. And again, if it feels more comfortable out here, then leave it out here. It's your body and your practice. So put your blocks beside your knee or your thigh, wherever is good for you. Better start my timer. And just lean over. Rest your head on your hand. And let's stay here. Think of your breathing. And you might want to just wiggle around and just see, where you're getting the best stretch. Your neck gets a bit of a stretch here. Your spine is getting stretched. So that's another movement we don't do very often, is side bends when we get older. And a lot of people get into trouble with back problems because they've, twisted and bent to the side and their muscles totally reject. So this way you get a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a bend. So let's do our breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more minute. Continue with your breathing. You'll find when you're in this position that you can't get a full breath. That's because your right side is squashed and your lungs aren't going to be able to expand. Hold it here. Continue with your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And that's our 3 minutes. Slowly walk yourself out of the position, straightening your back. Extend that left leg and just kind of windshield wiper them back and forth. Now we're going to do a chest expansion. We don't need any props for this one. We're going to roll over onto our tummy And I'm going to show you from both directions once I get you set up. So, lying on your stomach, stretch your right arm out as far as it'll go, straight from your shoulder. And now roll onto your right side. Now you can use your left arm to hold you up. If you can go further, go right on your side. You can put your left arm behind you, bend your left knee, but make sure that your arm stays straight up here. You're going to tend to want to put it down there, but you want to keep it up. And I got to watch our timer. Now I put my arm behind me, and it sort of opens my chest more. And if you need a block, you can put it under your head. And then when you don't use a block, it gives you a bit of a neck stretch. But hold it here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with that breath. Feel that stretch in your bicep and your shoulder. One more minute. Let's do some breathing together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale. And relax. Roll yourself slowly out of the pose. Roll your shoulders around a wee bit. And let's do the other side. So from your tummy, put your left arm out as far as you can. Make sure it's straight out from your shoulder. I'm going to start the timer. Now remember, you can stay here. You can use this arm as a kickstand. Straighten your legs, get you a wee bit further. Tip back a little more. You can put your arm behind you. And this is a chest expansion. And just note again where you are when you first start a pose to where you finish. You're always a little bit further. Some areas are tighter than others, and you might not see a difference. And let's do our breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with that breathing, making that whisper sound in the back of your throat. Halfway there. Now this is a good pose to help you get into poses where your hands are clasped behind you or your hands are behind you in prayer position. This opens up the front of your chest. And you probably will notice a difference from one side to the other. Just because one side's your dominant side, and that's the one you use to do everything. I hurt my shoulder a while back on my right shoulder, and that's my dominant arm. And I couldn't do anything, like opening windows or pulling back drapes, or just, it was very annoying. So in yoga, if you do have a sore shoulder, one shoulder you may not be able to tip as far back, but you do still want to do the same stretch because that balances out your body. And we're 3 minutes, gang. Slowly roll out of the pose. Wiggle your shoulders a bit. Come up to your knees. Hi there. And just roll your shoulders a bit. So that's our class for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be here tomorrow and we'll do some more. So have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.